DC Nation, what is up? We're back with another video, and today I am talking about Dark Crisis #1. This is the first issue of the biggest DC comic book events of the year. Written by Joshua Williamson, art by Daniel Sampier, and guys, Joshua Williamson has been setting up this event ever since the beginning of last year with Infinite Frontier. We had that 6-issue miniseries, which was really good. I enjoyed it. Then we had Justice League Incarnate, where we saw Darkseid go up against the Empty Hand in epic battle, and Darkseid ended up losing. He was taken control of. Now, the whole premise of this event is that the Justice League are gone. We saw in Justice League number 75 that the Justice League Incarnates enlisted the help of the main Justice League: Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, John Stewart, the Green Lantern, Zatanna, all these characters. They showed up, fought against the Great Darkness, which the Great Darkness is not just this big darkness. No, it's also Darkseid, Calypso, Necron, all the biggest and most powerful villains in the DC Universe. Doomsday, they have been taken control of by this Great Darkness. And this group of villains were too much for the Justice League and the Justice League Incarnates. They all ended up dying. Yeah, the death of the Justice League. Except for Black Adam. Black Adam got away, and he crashed into Earth. And Wally West, Naomi, and Nightwing found him. And Black Adam, he's the sole survivor. So now he's going to tell the story of how the Justice League died. And he thinks that the Great Darkness has been defeated, that the Justice League gave up their lives to defeat this Great Darkness. But he doesn't know that the Great Darkness, which is being, well, basically the Great Darkness is using Pariah as a vessel, and Pariah is planning his next attack on the heroes of Earth. And the heroes of Earth are now all these legacy characters: Nightwing, which is the first Robin, Dick Grayson, the son of Superman, Jonathan Kent, Calder, who is the new Aquaman. We also got Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern, who is away, but he's about to show up and see that all his friends are dead. Wally West, the Flash, he knows that Barry Allen has gone missing, and he has to find his mentor with the rest of the Flash family. So guys, this whole storyline is very high stakes, epic, and it's also set after Shadow War, where Ra's al Ghul was killed by Deathstroke. Well, it wasn't actually Deathstroke, it was someone dressing up as Deathstroke, which was revealed to be Geoforce, and we saw Deathstroke go up against Talia al Ghul. Talia al Ghul killed Deathstroke, but then Deathstroke come back, and now he's bringing together all these villains in the DC Universe as a secret society, and he's mad. Deathstroke is angry, and he's going in to kill the Teen Titans once and for all. And yeah, he's ready to go, guys. He's gonna show up at the Science Tower, where Nightwing, Dick Grayson, is training all these different teenagers to become the next Teen Titans. And guys, a bunch of chaos is about to break loose. Now, how this video is going to be set up, I gave you guys the prelude to this event. Now, I'm going to narrate and explain the story to you guys, and at the end of the video, I'll give my review and my rating for this issue. So, without further ado, let's get into the first issue of Dark Crisis. This event begins with Dick Grayson giving a eulogy to the Justice League. Now, he gives a speech in front of many heroes of Earth who just found out that the greatest heroes, the Justice League, are dead. Now, Dick Grayson begins the speech with, Even though we operate in the dark, it all started with the lights. After my parents died, my whole world had gone dark, and I felt so lost. But then I took an oath to carry on my parents' memory and the legacy Batman had created. Now, if you guys haven't noticed yet, this whole event is based upon legacy. And we see this moment back in time when Dick Grayson made an oath to Batman. And this is a very important moment in DC history and a great way to open up this event. Now, Dick Grayson continues. From that light, I watched our world grow. There were aliens, Amazons, gods, royalty from under the sea, super scientists, and space cops, all trying to help the world be the best it could be. I saw the generations come together with sidekicks, new faces, and new backgrounds, all with the mission to not only bring justice, but also hope that shined brighter than any candle ever could. But the darkness never goes away. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Jon Stewart, Green Arrow, Black Canary, Aquaman, Hawkgirl, Zatanna, and Martian Manhunter. You could never question what they stood for, what they meant to the world. I know to so many of you here today, they were more than just mentors. They were fathers, mothers, friends, family. There will be hard days ahead of us, but I promise you, if we work together, hope will feel the lights that pushes us through the darkness, just as that candle did the day I took my oath. And as long as we continue to fight and keep these candles burning, the Justice League's legacy will live on. So guys, this is a very big moment. The fact that Dick Grayson is giving this speech in front of the statues of the Justice League to like hundreds of heroes, like we see in the audience. We see Jessica Cruz, the Green Lantern, Starfire, Jonathan Kent, Superman, and we see above in the buildings watching Slade Wilson, Deathstroke, and his secret society of supervillains behind him. He is planning his attack. From there, we go weeks later. We see Superman and Wally West, the Flash, fighting against the Cobra cults. I always like when the Cobra cults show up, but we see Wally West. He tells Jonathan Kent, the new Superman, that a lot of attacks have been happening lately. These minor villains have been getting more desperate. They've been attacking at a more frequent basis. And it's only minor villains. All the big and more prominent villains have been hiding. They've probably been planning something. What's going on? And we see all these different heroes, like the Green Lanterns, the Justice League Dark, or like Dr. Light, fighting against these villains. And Jonathan Kent says, man, it seems weird, right? The big heavies are keeping quiet. Now, Cobra Colts, the leader, he then shouts, the Justice League is dead. This is the end. The world will be swallowed by the darkness. But then the Cobra Colts get stomped on by Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern. He shows up in epic fashion and he says to Jonathan Kent and Wally West, I'd take my first vacation in years and you let Cobra attack? And Jonathan then says, cool. And Wally replies, perfect timing, Uncle Hal. And Hal Jordan, he's confused. He then says, John, Wally, what the hell is going on? Where is the Justice League? We then shift to the Hall of Justice, where Black Adam, he lays. He just woke up from his coma, and he explains to Hal Jordan what happened. Black Adam says, we were taken, no warning. A Superman from another universe told us that a great dark army had ravaged his forces, that this army was coming for our Earth, and we were the multiverse's last hope for survival. The ruins of a fallen multiverse were our battleground. The fates of all reality would be made by the Justice League. We began to turn them back into the dark, but there were too many. The darkness feared my lightning, so I called on to silence our foes. In vain, I was ejected from the battlefield and crashed into the Hall of Justice, the lone survivor. The last thing I remember seeing was the Justice League, ripped apart by Pariah's powers. In my long life, I have witnessed many things, but never have I seen heroes turn to ash like that, transformed into nothingness. I promise you, the darkness was halted, but the Justice League died. Now, Hal Jordan, he's shocked by this, and he says, that's the guy you trust, Wally? And Wally's like, how? Like, he's the only one we can't trust. And Jonathan then says, my father vouched for Black Adam, wanted him on the Justice League, Green Lantern. And Wally says, we checked his story as best we could, but then attacks started happening, and it didn't matter if we believed or not. And Hal Jordan, he's not taking none of this. He doesn't believe it. He then says, that guy has tried to kill us how many times? Ollie, Dinah, Clark, Diana, we're just taking his word that they're gone? Who all did you ask to look into this insane story? Now, we see different people, Dr. Fate, the Adams, we also got Agent Chase, we got Captain Cold, all these different characters in the DC universe. They looked in to see if Black Adam's story was true, and they could not find anything in the Justice League. They could not find anything in the Great Darkness. It seems like the Great Darkness has completely vanished, and the Justice League are actually gone. Now, we see Hal Jordan, Wally West, and Jonathan Kent walking out of the Hall of Justice. Hal Jordan, he asks, where are the Titans? Where is Nightwing? And Wally tells him, Nightwing, Dick Grayson is running Science Academy. And Hal Jordan replies, come on, Wally, what would Barry say to something like this? And Wally replies, look at the crime scene and follow the evidence. Exactly. We don't even know if this darkness has really been defeated, right? The world needs us to find the Justice League, so look for the crime scene. Find Barry, and I'll look for the perp. That's what Hal Jordan says to Wally, but then Jonathan Kent, he interjects. He says, what about what's been happening here? You saw it, Flash. It's ramping up, the violence, the villains. But then Wally smiles. He says, that's what the world has a Superman for. I know what it's like to be in someone's shadow, John. You have to find your own way to shine. Wally says, as him and Hal Jordan take off. And Jonathan, he looks up. He sees them take off, and then he flies up in front of the statues of his father, Batman, and Wonder Woman. The statues of the Justice League, they're supposedly gone. And Jonathan, he looks up at the lights. He's inspired. He has to take on this legacy and protect Earth. I really like this moment because, one, the artwork by Daniel Saint-Pierre conveys it very well, and Jonathan, it really seems like he's getting inspired. He has to take up this role as Superman. Now, from here, we see Superman try to make his own new Justice League. He goes to Brazil. He asks Yara Flor, Wonder Girl, to join his team. She refuses. She doesn't join the team yet. He then goes to New York. He tries to enlist the help of Jace Fox, Batman. But Jace Fox refuses. He pretty much tells Jonathan that, hey, you're getting in the way of what I'm doing here in New York. The last Batman to team up with anyone died. He then takes off on his motorcycle, and Jonathan, he starts to feel hopeless. He's like, alright, this new Batman, this Wonder Girl, have both rejected my offer. Now he goes on to ask Dr. Light, Swamp Thing, Harley Quinn, Green Lantern, Damian Wayne, Killer Frost, Supergirl, Calder, Jesse Quick, Wallace West, Peacemaker, Vixen, Jaime Reyes, Blue Beetle, Firestorm, Naomi, Shazam, Booster Gold, and Ted Kord, Blue Beetle, and the Justice League that Jonathan Kent ends up making is this one, the one you see on screen, which this lineup includes Kara Zor-El, Supergirl, Jaime Reyes, Blue Beetle, who is getting a movie soon, probably next year, which I'm really excited for. We also got Dr. Light, Killer Frost, Frankenstein for some reason, Blue Beetle, and Booster Gold, Calder, Damian Wayne Robin, which makes sense, the Super Sons would team up, and Harley Quinn, which she is the one that makes the least sense. Like, why would she be on the Justice League? But I'll save my criticisms for the review portion of this video. But what we see from here is Jonathan, he shows this new Justice League to Black Adam, and Black Adam is like, really? 2 Blue Beetles, Dr. Light, how even old are you? Why are you on this team? Harley Quinn, a psychopath, Killer Frost, she'll stab you in the back. Black Adam just breaks down this team and pretty much tells Jonathan Kent that this is no Justice League. The world needs capable protectors, not children. You're trying to run before you can walk, son of Kal-El. You're not ready for this role, and you and I both know who should lead a new Justice League. Black Adam says as he takes off, and Jonathan Kent, he thinks, and he realizes that the person who should lead this new Justice League is Dick Grayson, Nightwing, the person who made the speech, the eulogy in the beginning of the issue, the person who knows all about legacy. Now, we switch to Dick Grayson, and he is at the Teen Titans Academy, the Titans Tower, and he's teaching all these teenagers the lesson about trust. He's smiling. Starfire and Cyborg, Raven, they all walk in. They're really enthused to see Dick Grayson happy. After everything that happened with Red X, it's nice to just see Dick Grayson teach a lesson, not have to worry about anything. Now we see Jonathan, he's flying to Science Tower. We also see Chupacabra, he walks in all bladed up, someone attacked him. He tells Dick Grayson, they attacked me, and Dick is like, who? And he sees a bomb on Chupacabra, and we see Science Tower blow up. And then we see this awesome double page spread of Deathstroke leading all these villains, the secret society of supervillains, to attack the Science Tower. And Deathstroke says, in the past, the Titans would have the Justice League to protect them, to bail them out when things got too hot. But the Justice League is not coming this time, or ever again. Our targets are anyone who ever called themselves a Titan. Others will come to save them, and we'll take care of them too. But leave the teachers to me. Beast Boy is then dragged in front of Deathstroke, and Beast Boy's like, what the hell, Slade? You can destroy Titan's Tower all you want. You know we'll just rebuild it again. But then Deathstroke puts a gun to Beast Boy's head and says, we're not going to destroy Titan's Tower, Garfield. We'll let it stand as a bloody warning to anyone who tries to pick up the torch and put on a costume. Deathstroke then fires the gun, we hear a loud bang, and it's believed that Beast Boy is dead. Now, we shift to Multiverse 2, and Pariah looks and sees all this chaos happening on Earth. And he looks and he notices that everyone thinks that the Great Darkness is gone. And Pariah, he laughs at this. He's like, really? They really think that the Great Darkness is gone? Well, they're all believing what Black Adam told them. They're so full of hope. But hope is the greatest force in the multiverse, isn't it? One, we will turn into a weapon. Once the skies turn red, we'll be brought to Earth Zero, and I will use the deaths of the Justice League to destroy the multiverse. Now, we end on this final image with Zatanna, Superman, Wonder Woman, Black Adam, Martian Manhunter, Jon Stewart, Aquaman, Hawkgirl, Batman, and Aquaman all in agony as Pariah takes their energy and he's gonna use it and the power of the Great Darkness to destroy the multiverse. And that is how we end the first issue of Dark Crisis. Now, here's my thoughts on this first issue. I quite enjoyed it. Because, okay, first off, the artwork by Daniel St. Pierre is phenomenal. He's proved himself, like, recently with Action Comics, with a War World saga, written by Philip K. Johnson. At the beginning of that storyline, you got Daniel St. Pierre on artwork, and he does a great job. And going to this event, I was like, okay, he's a good artist. He should present some really awesome artwork, right? Well, he does, but he goes past my expectations. His artwork in this issue is so good, especially the image where Dick Grayson is speaking in front of so many different heroes with the Justice League statues behind him. How Daniel St. Pierre draws all these heroes, like hundreds of heroes, in different styles while also maintaining like a shadow setting is so impressive. So yeah, artwork top notch. Now to the writing by Joshua Williamson. The writing is pretty good. This whole issue is about legacy. It starts out Dick talking about his oath to Batman, the candle. That was a great way to open up the issue, and to see Deathstroke like far away watching. And I really like throughout the issue we see targets on our main characters like Jonathan Kent, Dick Grayson, and those targets are coming from Deathstroke. So Deathstroke is scoping out the heroes, and at the end of the issue he attacks, and it is epic. That double page spread is another great showcase of Daniel St. Pierre's artwork. And I just like how Deathstroke is involved in this series. He's trying to, like, destroy the Titans once and for all. And he looks cool too. I like his look, like the trench coat. It's different. And I always like these DC events where these villains get together, the secret society of villains, and you see them attack. You see a lot of like obscure villains, and I just find that really cool. Like you'll see like Killer Moth. Like I haven't seen Killer Moth in some time, so to see him here is cool. Firefly, like so many different villains, and it's dope. And seeing Deathstroke lead him, awesome. Now, something I don't like is Beast Boy getting killed, which I don't think he actually gets killed. I just think it's a fake outs, and it's just for shock factor, because I don't like when events or any kind of story has like shock factor that doesn't really mean anything. Like it's unnecessary shock factor. So I didn't like that scene. And come on, Beast Boy, if he does actually get killed, that sucked. Like really, it feels like a pointless death, and it feels very bleak. Like come on, Beast Boy dies with all these villains around him, shot in the head with none of his friends around him. That's a dark way to end the character temporarily, obviously, because it's comics. Now, aside from that ending, before that, we have how Jordan find out that Justice League is dead, and I like how Jordan's involvement in this issue. We do know that in issue number 3, he'll be attacking Pariah and the Dark Army with all these Green Lanterns, and they set it up here in this first issue. It gets me excited. I like how Jordan's take on this. He's like, really? You're listening to Black Adam? This guy? Like, come on. I'm gonna go find the perp. I'm gonna find out who supposedly killed the Justice League. And yeah, another thing is Wally West taking off to find Barry Allen and get the Flash family together. That sets up the tie-ins. So this first issue, what it does really well is setting up the rest of the story, or at least like the start of it. We know where the story's going. I can kind of picture how issue number 2 or issue number 3 will be set up. Like, it's all set up here in a really great way, and the tie-ins are set up as well. I'm excited to see Wally try to save Barry. Like, that's really cool. Now, Black Adam explaining about the Dark Army and how he thinks the Justice League defeated them or defeated the Great Darkness, and the Great Darkness is gone. I don't know how Black Adam arrived at that conclusion. Like, last thing I saw in Justice number 75, he was attacked by Pariah, he said Shazam, and he disappeared. And what Black Adam saw, what I think he saw, is the Justice League die, and Pariah is still there. Like, he scared Pariah. Well, not scared Pariah, but just attacked in time to get away. Like, allowed Black Adam to escape. But I don't get how Black Adam has arrived at this conclusion that the Great Darkness is gone. Like, no, the Great Darkness is still out there. But I did like when we see Jonathan Kent, the son of Superman, or the new Superman. He goes out to make his whole new Justice League. We see Yara Flor, Jace Fox. They refuse because we know they're going to join the Justice League later in the story, but there has to be like a narrative. There has to be a way where they refuse and then they see the scope of things. But then we see Jonathan pull together this random group of heroes and villains for this new Justice League. We have characters like Frankenstein, Harley Quinn, who shouldn't be on the Justice League. And the image we get where Jonathan shows Black Adam the Justice League, he's like, check out this new Justice League. The image, out of context, is not good. 2 Blue Beetles, Harley Quinn, Swamp Thing actually refuses. Frankenstein, it doesn't make sense, it's not good. But in context, I liked it a lot. Because what we see here is Jonathan, he's inexperienced and he's asking random people, and he's not at the point where he can lead all these different people, and he's not making good judgments, and this lineup shows that. And how Black Adam reacts, he's like, man, you're not suited for this, Jonathan, like, you're just children. And really, Harley Quinn, Frankenstein, Killer Frost, Black Adam has the reaction that the audience has. And I think that's actually good writing. So yeah, the lineup, not the greatest, but it works in context, and I'm excited to see the real lineup later in the series. Now, I think the biggest flaw with this event right now, or at least this first issue, is it seems like a lot of the heroes, they don't really, like, they kind of seem affected by the Justice League's death, especially in the beginning. Everyone's sad. But after that, Jonathan, he's smiling. Dick Grayson, he is at the Titans Tower teaching a lesson about trust. when he should be out there trying to prepare for all these different villains rising up in the Justice League's absence. It just feels like a lot of these legacy characters, they're not taking it seriously enough, and it makes me wonder, why should I take it seriously enough? And obviously, I think next issue, Dick Grayson, he will take it more seriously. We'll get a fight between him and Deathstroke, Jonathan Kent versus Cyborg Superman. That'll be awesome, and I'm super excited for issue number 2. But for this issue, how these heroes just don't really take it seriously enough, it takes me out of the story a little bit. The writing there is not the strongest. I would rather have Jonathan and Dick Grayson looking to make their own Justice League, and then Dick Grayson, he shows up to the Titans Tower, he's like, man, it's been a long day, and then Deathstroke attacks. I feel like that would have been better, because we would have seen like Dick Grayson tired, he's been working to make up for the absence of the Justice League, instead just going back to the normal and training Teen Titans Academy. Like, it doesn't really fit. But yeah, that was the biggest flaw. But overall, I enjoyed this issue, and I highly recommend it. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. You guys should check it out. If you like stories with epic scope, cool events, a focus on legacy characters, then this is a story for you. But for now, if you like the video, give a big thumbs up. New channel, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on my next DC Comics video. Yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap up the video. Thanks for watching, and peace out.